going on?
He's faking it.
No, something's wrong with him.
No, it's fake.
Last week he did it to get out of letting me have a stick of gum.
Like the video and subscribe, or he gets it. With everyone getting cooped up in their houses, we all started watching a bunch of new series and movies and things that we had never gotten around to seeing, but since we had nothing better to do with our time, we kind of started doing all that stuff. Now for me, I watched a lot of stuff throughout the year, but a show that I just finished watching a few days ago and I absolutely loved was Community. If you haven't seen Community yet, then seriously, I encourage you to go watch it, man. It's one of the best shows I've ever seen of all time, and it's on Netflix and Hulu, so it's easy to go watch. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
Well, that's a relief.
Yeah, it's pretty cool being friends with the biggest man on campus. Isn't that right, Annie's boobs?
Please rename that thing. And this time, not with a contest on Twitter.
It's his Twitter account. He can do what he wants.
So Community, let's talk about it. This video is all about I finally watched Community. Now what do I think about it? I loved it. I would say just like any show, it gets worse the longer you go on, but I don't think that it's really an instance of season 1's the best and season 2's second best and so on and so forth until you get to the last season. I just think it's more of like the earlier seasons were definitely better than the final 2 seasons. And that's for a lot of reasons. Most people have seen the show know why 5 and 6 are definitely the worst seasons out of all of them. A lot of people seem to not like season 4, and that's the season where the creator Dan Harmon was not involved in the show because he got fired and then brought back. But honestly, I didn't think it was that bad. Maybe I need to go back and rewatch it, but so far, from what I remember, I didn't really think that it was that bad. There wasn't a season that I watched where I was like, oh, this is god awful, you know what I mean? I think every season had its moments, but there was definitely some where I was like, oh, this is not nearly as good as the other ones. I'm not really gonna do a season ranking in this video. If you guys want me to, then let me know in the comments down below and I can do one of those in the future, but right now we're just gonna go over some things that I really liked about the show and some things I didn't like, because there were some moments like that for sure, and we'll get into that whenever I go through the characters. So like I said, Community is one of the best shows I've seen of all time. I really love this, man, if I'm being honest, because it's just so different from any other show I've ever seen. I don't even know if I would call this a sitcom. Like, I think it's classified as one, but I think that's really underselling the beauty and the genius of this show, because the writing is fantastic. A lot of the plots and episodes are really good. It's not just your everyday sitcom.
Ah, what happened, Todd? Cut yourself on an extra sharp Oscar Wilde play?
Oh, it's a burn. Home ec class. Muffin.
What kind of muffin?
Blueberry.
Why not raisin?
That wasn't the assignment.
You can dance all day, Todd, but sooner or later the music's gonna change.
You know, I love Friends. Like, I think Friends is one of the best shows of all time. It's easily one of my favorite shows of all time. I know it gets clowned a lot, but I love Friends. But Friends is so different from Community. And they're both classified as a sitcom, and I don't like that because Friends is a sitcom, but Community's really not. If you haven't seen the show, you just have to watch it to understand what I mean by that. Like, the episodes just do not feel like a traditional sitcom at all.
Condoms only work like 97% of the time.
What? What?
Well, they should put that on the box!
To give you guys the quick rundown of it so I can pitch the show a little bit before I start ruining every major plot that happens in it, basically it's about a group of people that are at a community college and they form a study group. The study group was formed because the main character, Jeff, wants to bone Britta, and so he finds out through Abed that Britta's struggling in this Spanish class that they're all in. So he creates a study group just to get close to Britta and then maybe get to sleep with her.
Got the whole table, welcome.
Yeah,
Here's
the whole room.
Yeah, here's the contact sheet. Just put your stuff there. That's...
Man. The rest of the group is running late.
And he accidentally forms a family from this because Annie, Britta, Shirley, Jeff, Troy, Abed, and Pierce all show up to this study group and then they become best friends. I really like the way that they set this up, and I think it's a great way to introduce all of the characters together and a great way to put them together with, you know, hey, we're all in a class together. I mean, it makes sense. It's kind of like a basic thing, but honestly, I think it works perfectly.
Hey, text message. Let's give this bad boy a read.
It's probably just for you.
I've never gotten one of these.
It's probably just for
Say
your
you
eyes.
have to pee, I need to talk to you. Say you have to pee.
That is weird.
One thing I want to say about the 7 is I love the diversity in it. Every character is different from the other one. You have different ages, you have different genders, you have different religions, different races, and I think that that's amazing. They all play off of each other really well, and it's done perfectly. Genuinely, I could not find something that I did not like about the 7 in terms of their personality traits or things like that. I think they all meshed really well. They all had super polarizing personalities, and it worked amazingly, in my opinion. So before we get into the main 7, I want to talk about the supporting cast and some other things, but first, before we do any of that, let's talk about the episodes. So the episodes are amazing. I'm not really going to go through and review any in particular in this video. Again, that's something I can do in the future if you guys want me to. But some of the episodes that come off the top of my head, I think that the paintball episodes were amazing. I loved all of them. Like, they were so good. I love the fact of like an annual competition. I'm just all over for that, really. And plus, it's like a sudden death elimination challenge, and you guys know on my channel that I love things like that. You know, Total Drama was like the main topic of my channel forever, so I love elimination style shows, definitely. So the fact that they made multiple episodes about this was really cool.
Some of us won't make it, but there is a place where we will all see each other again, and that place is Denny's.
Which Denny's?
We'll figure it out later, Leonard.
The one near the 15 exit. I'm banned from there.
Well, then I guess I'll see you in hell.
And let's kick some tail.
The secret trampoline episode was another really good one, where Pierce is jumping on the trampoline with all them, and then he goes flying away. Like, I don't know, man, that just had me dying.
Hey! Double bounce me!
And what I would argue to be one of the greatest TV episodes of all time is, oh man, I can't remember the name of it, but it's the episode where they're all at Troy and Abed's new apartment, and they're flipping the die and seeing which one they land on, and then they go into a different alternate reality with it.
What the hell?
Now I want to talk about the supporting cast a little bit, because I think they're really what makes the show. I found myself loving a lot of the supporting cast more than I did the main 7. There's a lot of characters, like a lot of the supporting cast, but just some really, really great ones to mention. I think Garrett is hilarious. There's just a lot of great moments with Garrett. He's just, you know, somebody that I loved in the show.
I've got something to say.
I don't take orders from girls, because they don't talk to me.
Starburns, man, he was a beast. He was a beast in the first few seasons, and then he leaves for a little bit and then comes back. You know, Starburns was definitely a funny guy.
We don't care about the backpack. Dead yam, big deal. Order some ketchup. That doesn't make sense. You don't order ketchup, it's a condiment!
Troy, hey, walk it off! Troy, walk it off!
And they're not really in the main 7, but they became main characters throughout the series, would be Chang and the Dean. I think they were both great characters. I really loved them a lot. The Dean grew on me. I did not like him at all at the start. He was super annoying. Chang the same way. I would say Chang is probably my least favorite out of like the main 10 characters or however many. But Chang was pretty solid as an antagonist, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I enjoyed that plot a lot. And then the Dean, of course, is just a beast. Like, he just gets really, really good at the end of the series.
Prisons recruiting them, police be shooting them, rap artists looting them, labels all diluting them. Barack Obama is scared of me because I don't swallow knowledge and I spit it for free. Let me clear my throat. Ha ha ha.
You also can't forget Magnitude. Pop is a beast. I love that, man.
Magnitude, Pop! Pop what? Pop what? What is he trying to say? Pop what, Magnitude?
But the last person I'm going to mention is my favorite character from the side characters in the supporting cast. He's literally my Discord profile picture right now. Speaking of which, if you want to go see that, join my Discord server. It's in the description down below. But my favorite supporting cast member is 100% Leonard, man. Are you kidding me? I freaking love Leonard. Leonard was a beast. He was easily my favorite. I love the old guy characters, and Leonard just played it perfectly, and he was just so funny, man. If you're not even going to go watch the show, then literally just go on YouTube and look up Community Best of Leonard Moments, and you're gonna love it. Like, you're gonna fall in love with his character. He's a beast.
Good morning, Greendale. As you know, it is April Fool's Day. Just kidding, it's the day before April Fool's. See what I did there?
Baba booey, baba booey.
Okay. You know what, Leonard? Strike 2!
Alright, I guess now it's time for the 7 main characters, right? We gotta go through them. Now, this is gonna be some hot takes, possibly, probably, but you know, it's just my opinion. Subjective argument, people. Don't put me on a stake. I don't even know if I got that phrase right. Put me on a stake? Is that like, is it? Nah, whatever. So we're gonna go from my least favorite to my favorite. And I do want to say that none of these characters I dislike. Like, I don't dislike any of these characters, but, you know, obviously I'm gonna like more than others. It's just how that works. But in 7th place, my least favorite out of the group is Annie. I know that's a hot take. A lot of people really like Annie. I don't know what it was about Annie. I just didn't like her that much. I mean, I didn't dislike her. I thought she was a solid character. You know, I like all of these characters, but compared to the other ones, definitely not Annie. I don't really know what it was about her. Maybe it was just the fact that she was super annoying and she was always like that uptight, no, we gotta do it this way, like the rules kind of character. I just don't really vibe with them very much, and Annie was that character for a while. She gets better towards the end of the series, but, you know, by that point, it's like, man, is it really really worth putting you higher on the list? Nah. She has a really solid backstory. Like, I love the idea of her being a pillhead and then she comes back and tries to fix her life and is like a goody two-shoes straight A student, you know? Like, that's a cool character arc and I do like that. But it's just the aspect of, okay, you got the goody two-shoes, rule follower Annie versus the rest of the cast, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I can see where you're gonna fall down to 7th place for me. That's just me personally. She's not a bad character, I just didn't like her as much as the others.
You have no boobs and you can't do a basket toss to save your life, but you made a commitment. So pick up your pom-poms, Pierce, stuff your bra, and get ready for the team bus to forget you at a Taco Bell because life is tough.
In 6th place, I have probably everybody's 7th place. This is Britta. You know, the thing with Britta is I'm like back and forth with her. Some episodes I really like her, and other episodes I'm like, I can't stand Britta. Please get off my screen. You know, she was a hardcore social rights activist. Is that even the right? Like, I don't even know what you would call that. She was a hardcore activist, and she was really annoying about it. And I think it's safe to say none of us like those characters because you go to entertainment to get an escape from reality and find characters that are fun and exciting. You don't go there to hear about the world's negativities. Like, no thanks. But Britta had a lot of redeeming moments outside of that character arc, and I think that outweighs Annie for me personally. I mean, Annie had those moments too, but I don't know, man. It's just Britta for me. For some reason, I just felt like putting her higher on this list. There's not a crazy differential on which one I like more between the two, but Britta just kind of outweighed her a little bit.
I transferred or downloaded Todd's photograph to this computer, and as you'll see, with a few adjustments, I can make the entire image Old West color. I don't know, I thought it was cool.
Up next, I have Shirley. Now, having her this low on the list is a crime, but you guys gotta realize that I think all of these characters are fantastic. Like, Annie and Britta are surefire my bottom 2, but the next 5 are like really close in which one I like the most. I loved Shirley. She's a beast, one of my favorite characters, and when, spoiler alert, she's not in the final season, it broke my freaking heart, man. I was so bummed. But she had real reasons to leave. You know, Yvette Nicole Brown had real family issues to deal with, and I totally understand that, but man, it was so fun having her on this show. Me being a huge Nickelodeon kid and watching Drake and Josh growing up and seeing her as Helen and then coming on here and seeing her in this completely different role was really fun. And I don't know if that's why I grew to her character more and I was drawn to her more, but honestly, maybe I was drawn to her for that reason, but she actually kept me because she was a really good character, written well, and performed amazing. Yvette did a fantastic job as Shirley, and Shirley was just so fun, man. The way that she could go from that sweet Christian lady to that sassy black lady stereotype was so good. I loved it. She could literally go from 0 to 100 real quick, and it was great. She just had a lot of range, man. There was a lot of versatility with her character, and I think that's one of the reasons why I loved her so much.
Welcome to Shirley Island, where all your dreams come true. If you dream of standing on a table and pissing in a jar, where's Britta?
She didn't make it.
Oh, it's too bad.
Poor Britta.
It's okay. Her sacrifice got us this far.
Alright, 4th place on my list, I have Jeff Winger. I don't know if a lot of people are going to have him at number 1 because he's like the main character of the show, or I don't know if a lot of people hate him. I don't really know, but I know for me, I liked Jeff and I really didn't like him at times. You know, that's the point of his character though. He's not meant to be the super lovable character. Like, he has flaws and he's supposed to deal with them, and by the end of the show he does, and that's great, and he becomes a really good character in the final season, but season 5 was where I really didn't like him. At least towards the start of it. There were moments that made me really not like Jeff's character, and I'll talk about one specifically right now. So the main moment that really bothered me was whenever Jeff is talking to that new teacher. What is that guy's name? He's not a new teacher, but he's that old white, I think he was a science teacher with the real gritty voice from season 5, basically Pierce's replacement. For the life of me, I cannot remember that guy's name, but it's the scene where they're in line at lunch and then they steal Leonard's meatballs, like, and he's all sad about it, and he's like, please don't, that's all I have, and then they make him leave and they don't give him back his food. I was like, that broke my freaking heart, man.
And Mr. Winger is a teacher. You know what that means? It means he gets you meatballs.
Oh, please. That's all I have.
Like, that scene really bothered me. I don't know why. Obviously, it's just a show, but I was like, give Leonard his meatballs back, bro. It's Leonard. Like, he's a beast. And he's an old man. You're gonna steal his food from him? Like, who cares if he called you gay? Give him his food back. I don't remember what the insult was, but it was probably something like that. They did a lot of those jokes. But that scene really bothered me, and I didn't like that at all. And Jeff, honestly, I mean, he redeemed himself towards the end, but I wish that he would have had a moment where him and Leonard kind of reconciled and became friends, because Jeff kind of did that with Pierce in a way. But that's another thing with Jeff. I hated how much he bagged on Pierce, and he was just, you know, blatantly a dick a lot of the times. And I know that that was his personality and that was his character, but like obviously it's a subjective argument here, and I just feel like the other characters were better than Jeff in that aspect. Jeff was a solid character. I really did like him. Obviously, I mean, I've got him higher than all the girls, but you know, the thing with him is just there were moments where he was doing stuff like what he did to Leonard that I did not like, didn't really enjoy, and all the countless times that he bagged on Pierce really annoyed me. So that's why Jeff is lower on the list in terms of the guys, but he's still higher than the girls. And believe me, Jeff and Shirley are really close. Like, it was hard to rank them together.
They can kill most of us, but as long as nobody gives up, somebody will make it through. Understand?
Yes.
Well, I'm out. We lost.
Alright, up next, we have Troy Barnes. What a beast. Childish Gambino in his youth, man. I'm gonna be honest, like, one of the main reasons why I watched this show was for the fact that Childish Gambino was in it, because I known that he was in a show, and then I saw that he was on there, saw it was on Netflix, and I didn't have anything to watch. I just finished Prison Break. If you guys want me to make a video on that, then let me know. But I was like, you know what, this is a Gambino show. I'm gonna go check it out, and I was like, whoa, he is not Childish Gambino in this show, that's for sure. I love Troy's character. I think he was a beast. I mean, I know I keep saying, like, the same stuff over and over again, but he was really enjoyable. Like, I'm sorry that I'm like constantly complimenting this show, but there's not a lot of things that I can complain about. It was done really well. You know, the thing with Troy's character is that he was constantly surprising me. You know, he comes into the show and you think he's just this super stuck-up jock guy who just, you know, pulls hella poon, and that's kind of his character, but it wasn't like that at all. He ended up being this super big nerd who was going to Doctor Who conventions and wearing pajamas and having school-wide blanket forts and stuff like that, and he just constantly surprised me. The one thing that I didn't like about him was the whole plumber storyline. That was kind of weird. I didn't really vibe with that. They brought John Goodman on the show just to kill him. Like, I don't know. It was very confusing. They wrote it off so fast, too. They were just like, oh, well, the one guy killed John Goodman, and so now Troy is their supreme leader, and he gets to make the rules, and now he can hang out with his friends again, and then we never hear about it again. Okay, great. Why was that even in the show? I don't know. That was the big criticism I had about Troy's character, but other than that, man, I really loved all the storylines he was in. Didn't really dig the whole Troy and Britta thing, I'm not gonna lie, but, you know, it kind of helped Britta's character a little bit, I guess. Maybe it was just the fact that Troy in a relationship was weird because they build him up to be like this child in the brain, and then you give him a relationship with Britta, who's built up to be the most mature out of all of the characters. I don't know, it was just weird. But overall, though, I think Troy was a great character, man. And I was really sad that he left the show. You know, why did Childish Gambino have to be talented? What a loser, right? Donald Glover did say that he would come back for a movie if they did one, so I'd love to see that happen, man. Come on, Dan Harmon, write the freaking movie, man. Hashtag in a movie, guys.
Holy crap! What is up with that cat? Is someone throwing it?
Alright, we're down to the final two. Who's second? Who's number one? Y'all are gonna hate me for this, but at number two, I got Abed. I think Abed is one of the most versatile characters on any show I've ever seen, and he is amazingly written. Like, easily one of the best written characters I have ever seen on any show. The fact that his character is able to open up so many new avenues for the show, and it's able to create so many out-of-genre episodes on Community, it's really cool. Like, you have the entire episode where he's imagining Christmas as a claymation, and so they go through the entire episode as a claymation. That's just how it is. Like, it's really neat. You have the episode in the final season where they're carrying the giant hand on the RV for whatever reason. I never got the straight of why they were doing that, but he's just constantly flashbacking, and that's a whole plot of the episode, and it was really cool. And then you have the whole alternate timelines thing, which I think was formed in the episode where they're at Troy and Abed's new apartment, they're rolling the die. We talked about that a little bit earlier. I'm pretty sure that's where the alternate timeline storyline began, and it's just really cool, man, because it went and played out through basically the rest of the show. And you know, that episode was in season 3, and it went up until like season 5, I think. Overall, I just think Abed had a lot of amazing moments throughout the show, and he's easily one of the best characters of all time, in my opinion.
Oh, I'm a cat. I'm a sexy cat.
Which leaves none other than Mr. Pierce Hawthorne at number 1, my favorite character on Community. I know some people are gonna be like, what? And then other people are gonna be like, yeah, he's right. I think Pierce was a hit or miss character for a lot of people. Some people loved him and some people hated him. I don't think there was a lot of people that were just kind of neutral to Pierce. I feel like it was one of the opposite. You had to love him or hate him. If you were neutral to Pierce, then pick a side, man. He's a beast. Come on, choose my side. Pierce is obviously a very controversial character, but that was the point. Like, he's the racist, homophobic, sexist, old guy, but he wasn't over the top with it. I feel like it was done tastefully. He wasn't super blatantly racist the whole time and just walking around saying the N-word and a bunch of offensive slurs. Like, that's not what he did. He would just make jokes that were a little off color, but they weren't like, you know, horrible, and I think that's just what I loved about him. And just the idea that he was this old guy trying to find his friend group, and he was constantly dealing with loss throughout his life and was always losing relationships, and then he finally gets that relationship and that friend group and that family with the study group was really nice. I loved that touch. But you know, they basically just treat him like crap the whole time up until his exit from the show, and spoiler alert, so cover your ears if you don't want to spoil it at this point. But the way that they kill this man off is so freaking dumb. He literally jerks off too much. That's how Pierce dies. The old man of the show, who by the way, they say he's in his 50s, but come on man, Pierce did not age to be 50. This dude's in his 60s easily. But he literally dies because he's trying to give everyone in the study group a bottle of his own semen. Why he was doing this, I don't know, but he literally died of dehydration from jerking off too much. That is how he died. Now, I don't know why this makes so much sense for his character, but man, just, oh, that drives me nuts. That really bothers me that they killed him off. Like, I love Chevy Chase. I think he's a beast. If I ever had my own show, I would try to get him in some way, shape, or form because I think he's an absolute legend and he's insanely funny in my opinion. I just love him a lot. But I wish that the whole situation with him and Dan Harmon would have worked out because I love Chevy. I think he was a legend and, you know, he was my favorite character on the show. I don't know, man. For me, Chevy Chase just did a fantastic job as Pierce, and I think he should have won an Emmy for one of the episodes, if I'm being honest.
All right. Way to shoot. All right, we did it! Yeah, way to go. Yes. Who are you? Your mother's lover. Ah! Oh, what?
I win! But alright guys, that's it. That's the big Community video. I basically made a movie here, so if I can make a movie about Community and I didn't even make the show, where's the movie, Dan Harmon? Come on, crowdsource it. You know that the fans would pay for it. But we went through a lot of great stuff about the show. I hope I didn't spoil it too much for you, and I hope that you go and watch the show if you have not seen it already, because it's amazing. It's seriously one of the best shows I've seen of all time. But anyways guys, that's really all I have for you in this video, so please like the video if you did enjoy, comment down what you guys think of the video, and in the comments down below, let me know what you guys think about my rankings and what you think about Community and just everything that I talked about in this video as a whole. Let me know who your favorite characters are, and let me know what episodes you liked and what would you like to see from Community next. Do you guys want that movie? We got our 6 seasons. Where's that movie at, Dan? And if you want me to make more videos on Community, then let me know what you guys want to see in the comments down below. And make sure you guys check the description below for my Twitter, my Discord, my Instagram, my Snapchat, all that stuff. I've seriously got a lot of stuff in my description below for you guys to check out, so make sure you go peep that. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Thank you guys for all the support recently. I'm beyond grateful for it. Seriously, you guys have been absolutely legendary with all your support, and I can't thank you guys enough for it. So yeah, if you guys haven't already, please subscribe. I hope you guys have yourselves a fantastic day, week, and life. Thank you so much for watching this video.
Leonard likes this post.
Peace out.
She taught me off in the back of a McDonald's. It only costs a big night. That shit like $3.